Okay. Looks like we're ready to go here today. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Michael Irby. I am the president of the 100 Black Men of Akron Incorporated. And today here on Love Akron, where do we go from here? We have 4 guests, that's including myself. I'd like to bring in the gentleman that's going to be a part of this broadcast today. Can we start off with Edward Smith?
Hey everyone, good
Edward Smith.
afternoon. Glad to be here. Glad to be here for the Love Akron Live. Definitely ready to talk about change, action in Akron, and representing swag, students with the goal. So welcome everyone. Glad to be here.
Great. We have another guest here from Urban Vision. We have our guest come in and introduce herself, please.
Hello, my name is Rodney Matthews. I'm the executive director of Urban Vision in North Hill. Glad to be here today and to just join in the conversation.
Great, great. Gentlemen, why don't we do this here to start this off? Um, why don't we start off by, this is a new year, and I know that both of you gentlemen, that the organizations that you have going on, I'm sure there's some new things um, that you have going on here in the new year. So why don't you share one of those things with us here at the start of the show? Coach Edward?
I can jump in real fast. I can jump in. Again, my name is Edward Smith. I'm the executive director for Students with a Goal. And we are a youth mentoring program. We do academic tutoring and mentoring down at the Summit Lake Recreation Center. We also use the Reach Center near Summit Lake Recreation Center as well. So we do a few different things. One, we do academic tutoring, helping the students with their grades, and anyone from sixth grade to 12th grade, Akron public schools or Akron area is welcome to attend. And again, we do have transportation. We go to the local schools and we pick up the students, bring them into the Summit Lake Community Center. We have a recreation hour for the students to kind of let them relax, unwind a little bit, get some cardio going sometimes, things of that sort. And then we have our academic tutoring hour, which is obviously very important to us. That's our main function, is to make sure that our students are academically getting everything they need, academically supported, from mentoring, tutoring, tracking, and any other needs that they would have as well. So after that, we have dinner as well. We have dinner every evening that we meet on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we have some leadership components as well. So we have a leadership hour where we cover different leadership skills. And one of the new things that we're going to be doing, and this, I shouldn't say new, we're going to get back to doing, is bringing in outside speakers. With COVID, we haven't done as much of that in the past, but we feel like we're at a point now where we can start to bring in some outside speakers again and have those folks to be able to interact with our students. We want them to be able to see people that look like them, people that came from the neighborhoods they come from, and doing big things so they can see what their future looks like. We want to bring in some doctors, some lawyers. We want to bring in some councilmen. We want to bring in some entrepreneurs, because obviously right now a lot of people are opening their own businesses. So there's a lot of interest in entrepreneurs. We want to bring those in as well. So that's one of the newest things that we'll be doing, is having our guests coming back in and speaking to the students as part of our leadership hour.
Great, great. Hey, man, those are some great things there that you're bringing here to the table. I know it sounds a lot like the 100. I know we have met before and discussed some options and some things, how we can partner together. So I'm looking forward to that project to start with Swag and the 100. Could we have our next guest that we have, Urban Vision? A little bit about Urban Visions, please.
Yeah, Urban Vision has been in the North Akron area now for almost 30 years. We've been reaching children from all ages. We start with a preschool age program called On Your Mark with 3 and 4-year-olds, which we are working this year to expand to be more of a full-time program for next school year. So that's a big initiative for us right now. We have our after-school program called Set on Success for K through 12th graders. And that's a little over 100 kids that are involved in that program, and just really trying to get them, ready for the next level. And we have internships that the kids come through, and I should say the young teens come into as they grow into the program. And even a third of our staff now comes from graduates of the program that have graduated from college and are working with us now. So we're excited about that, in a very diverse community in North Hill. So yeah, many languages, many different nationalities and cultures represented in all we do.
Great, great, Mr. Matthew. Looking forward to talking to you a little more here as we move into the new year. Uh, Coach Smith, why don't you share with us how do they get into the SWAG program? How
Oh,
does
it's
a
very
young
simple. You can actually access our website. It is studentswithagoal.com. And on that website, there's a lot of different links. One of those links is to refer a child and also to send a communication that you have a child of interest. And then we reach out and get everything going as far as being involved in the program. It is a totally free program. So there is no cost. There is no real requirements just to be a student in good standing. And then we kind of, help with grades and things of that sort and assist. But yeah, it's totally free. And anyone in, sixth grade through 12th grade, we start the sixth grade level, is more than welcome to give us a buzz and we can get you in the program. We love to have you. We actually had our numbers decrease substantially, obviously, because of COVID. And we are kind of restructuring and adding students back to SWAG. So we are in full recruitment right now. And we're also in recruitment for staff as well. One of the things that's critical about helping students is having good folks who are really committed and dedicated to our youth. And we do have an opportunity for a team lead right now to come on board and help us develop these young folks and get them ready for the next level. So we are open for recruitment for students and for staff as well as we continue to grow.
Great, great. Mr. Matthews, I'll ask you the same question there. How can a young person get involved in your program there at Urban Vision?
Yeah, most of our students get involved in, well, I guess there's several ways. We have an outreach program called Kids Club, which is like a big, basically kids church service for K through fifth grade. And before COVID, that was about 215 kids coming on a Friday afternoon. And a lot of those kids would then decide, hey, I want to get involved on a daily basis, and they would get into our after school program. And also, parents bring their kids by on a regular basis, to sign up. You do have to live in our neighborhood. You have to live in North Hill, Elizabeth Park communities to participate in our programming. We're very community based that way. So usually there's a little bit of a waiting list to get in. When we were prior to COVID, we were running at 150 kids, and that was our max capacity wise. So, but we let it come down a little bit with COVID. We didn't replace kids when they left the program, and so we're just over 100 right now. But we're starting to take kids back in.
Great, great. Hey, since I have you on, Mr. Matthews, let me ask you this question. How do you keep continuity there with the mentoring of the young people? Is there some type of process where when they register or get involved in your program can that individual, I'm just going to use an example, if a fifth grader started in the program, how long can that individual stay in Urban Vision?
Well, you don't ever have to leave. So the process for us is if you're coming fifth grade, our program goes through 12th grade. 6th through 12th grade is of our after school program is called servant leadership training, our servant leadership students. So they are, developed to be the leaders. They start to serve in different ways and volunteer and get into the community and volunteer through a team of junior high and high school students. And then they become interns, and some have become staff. So we don't make you leave at any point.
Okay, great, great.
We encourage you to stay and give back to your community.
Yes. So I bet there's a lot of kids that get involved fifth, sixth grade that continue to come as they move up in grade level. Do you have anything that go on during the summer? What's some of your summer programs you have there?
Well, first, most of our kids get involved at 3 and 4 years old. So they start the preschool program, and we keep a high percentage of them all the way through. So it's really, the earlier you get involved, the better from the program standpoint as far as getting in. But summer wise, yeah, we jump into a 6-week long summer after school program-ish summer program where it's, all day for 6 weeks. We have swimming classes, we have gardening classes on top of, just all kinds of different electives that people do, dancing, chess, wood workshop. We do a lot of different things, but we focus on the basics as well with math and reading. And of course, for us, the Bible.
Great. Coach Smith, how about what is the process? During the summer, what goes on there at Swag over at Summit Lake?
We also have a summer program for our students, and it is an all-day program as well. Ours is centered a lot around field trips. So we'll take the students out to different locations in throughout Akron. That's a big part of our program. We are currently, our programming is changing just a little bit. Again, I talked about us bringing in other professionals to do our leadership portion. And we actually have a partnership we've just established with Bridge the Village with Dewana Walters Herald. And she's doing a great job with their POSE program. So we're going to have that POSE program come into Swag as a leadership portion as well. I think one of the biggest things that we look to do is to partner with other organizations in our community doing similar work wherever we can, and just to join arms together and try and solve this thing together. So again, we have a good partnership with Bridge the Village. We're going to have other partnerships. Obviously, me and you have spoken about our students being a part of the 100 Black Men as well, as far as the mentoring portion. And I think the more we can connect each other together, so we're working together, because a lot of the students in Akron are going to be in multiple organizations, and they need all the resources that they can get. So I think being involved in several different organizations is useful. I think the more that we partner together to help these kids, the better off they will be. So we're going to have even more partnerships, including our summer program. We're looking to have even more there as well. But again, it's based on a lot of field trips. We do have an academic component during the summer as well still, and then career explorations. So we're spending a lot of time in career explorations as well. We want to be a kind of the bridge, the academic piece, and then also the career piece as well, and the leadership as they develop into adults.
Great. Good stuff going on over there at Swag. Mr. Matthew, I know 100 Black Men of Akron. We believe in collaborations. We feel that's a big piece of being successful with our organization and also making a change in the community. Are there some organizations that you're collaborating with now with your organization?
Yeah, we had more collaborating going on prior to the pandemic, but we do a lot of the field trips, as you talk about as well, like getting involved with the Derby Downs, or we've got some partnerships with some other area churches here in North Hill with Pastor Bowden. We're getting ready to do something together this spring to spruce up our neighborhood, and just getting into different avenues of touching base. We've had some different organizations come in from I want to say engineering companies and such that have come in and spent some time here teaching some of the engineering thoughts to our summer kids. But yeah, people who are willing to do something together that makes sense, we're all about doing that.
Well, you guys share some great things here. I know Coach Boyd always talks about change makers, and what we're hearing here today, you guys are definitely change makers. What I'd like to do is just, give a little update on the 100 Black Men of Akron going into the new year. We're pretty excited. We got some new things going on as far as, the biggest thing that has happened for our organization going into the new year. We are now at the University of Akron. The University of Akron has endorsed the 100 Black Men's Collegiate 100. We have a program at the University of Akron with a bunch of young men from all different around the state that are now a part of an organization. I'll say it again. It's called the Collegiate 100. And basically what these young men mission is basically they're under our umbrella. The mission and vision is pretty much the same as the 100 Black men, but they're going to be doing some things on campus, the university campus to make some difference. They're going to be doing different projects on campus. They're also going to be out in the community doing some things to make a difference, along with being a part of the 100 Black men. The Collegiate 100 will be also focusing on working with our young men that we have in our program. So, we're excited about that. We have a coming event on January 24th. What will be happening? We will be having a pinning ceremony for our young men to where they'll be pinned and brought into the organization as our Collegiate 100. Across the country, there's probably about 51 Collegiate 100s out of about 109 chapters. So this is really big, and we're excited about it. We feel it's going to take our organization to a new level. It brings in new young minds to work with our young kids, to where the kids can have someone closer to their age that they can relate with. So we're really excited about that. Also, coming into the new year, we'll be bringing in 5 new members, which we're very happy at that. We're always looking for individuals who are willing to give back to the community. And so we're excited about that also. And we're going to be also having an event coming up here on February the 12th. We're going to be having our National Mentoring Month convention. Due to the COVID, we had to take our event, was scheduled for January 12th. We had to move it back to February 12th. So we're excited to have that event. Basically, what that event is involved in, we have collaborated with iCare, Youth Alliance, Ohio Huddle, the YMCA, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Limitless Ambition, First Glance. They are all a part of this mentoring initiative. 100 feels that the more people we have engaged in working with our young folks, the more young folks that we can change the perspective for them to where we allow them to know that they're important. We feel that we have to hear these young people, and we're going to get an opportunity to hear them on February the 12th. We'll have several guest speakers. One of our guest speakers will be Coach Boyd. Our keynote speaker will be Sam Asager from the city of Akron. And we will also be bringing back some of our kids that we have mentored over the years. We have a couple kids that's going to be involved in that event on February 12th. The young man has been involved in the program when he was in the 5th grade and now is in college. And so he's going to share his journey with the audience on how he got to where he is today and how important it is to have someone that you can reach out to and share some of your views and thoughts, and knowing that if as you move along and you have any type of concerns or get stuck in the path, and reach out to someone who can mentor them and give them advice and keep them on the positive path to where they're going. This is a great day as far as you two gentlemen being on this broadcast. What you're doing, I commend you for it. And once again, you will be talking with the 100 and allowing us to get involved and support what you are doing for the youth here in the community. And I forgot to mention that February the 12th event is at the Akron Public Library downtown. You can go to 100bmoi.org and you can register students and adults to come to the event. We'll have some outstanding vendors there that will have resources to share with parents and kids that will help them move along in a positive way.
Hello, how we doing today?
Good, real good.
I appreciate you guys holding it down. There's a lot of there's a lot of things going on in the Boyd household. Not that you guys want to hear about all of it, but the good Lord has blessed us with just a lot of blessings. And so in the moment, you never look at it that way, but I'm professing it and saying that it is a blessing. So it's all good. Happy New Year to you, brothers. And I appreciate you guys coming on and your patience. Thank you so much, Coach Irby, for stepping in and kind of facilitating, if you will, some of our discussion today. And I'm really honored to have you all on because you all, whether you realize it or not, play such a pivotal role in our community because all three of you are working with, ministering to, and I would say mentoring, probably our most important asset in our community, and that's our youth. And so I've heard a little bit about Coach Irby, all the great things that 100 Black Men are doing and different encounters that are coming up from that regard. But also my brother over there, Rodney, man, it feels like 3 years since I've seen you.
It's been a while.
And so if you could, Rodney, just kind of give me an update, man. What's going on your side of town? What are you seeing? And, what do you feel like Urban Vision's place is and all the great things that are going on here in Akron?
Yeah. I guess right now there's a lot going on, just the normal stuff, just trying to meet needs of people and youth. Obviously, I think in the midst of this pandemic, mental health has become even a bigger issue than it has been in the past. And really just trying to help kids find that stability through mentorship or even through counseling, as we've partnered with Emerge for helping kids with counseling needs and for their families. So yeah, just a lot going on. Just, I think pretty much like everywhere else. We're just dealing with it in a very multicultural environment. And we've got, just a lot going on. And we're trying to press to reach kids even younger so that we can work with preschoolers even more than we do now. As that's become even more of a need in this pandemic environment as well, with, people can't find places to put their kids at to go to work. So trying to help the working family with childcare is our next big challenge that we have going on in the north side.
And so right now, Ronnie, could you kind of describe to our audience, first of all, what's the age group of youth that you're working with currently, but also what's the mission and really the vision of Urban Vision?
Yeah, our mission and vision is really to see our neighborhood transformed by the Lord Jesus Christ, number one and foremost, and really just believing that in the midst of that through loving kids with Christ in all the different ways, that we can bring in kids to a fullness of what God has for them. So not everybody's created equally. Everybody has different gifts and talents, and we want to see the gifts and talents that each child has been given be utilized to its fullness, hopefully to impact long-term our community for new leaders, building leaders that have a love for each other and for their neighbors. And so we do that starting at a very young age. We have our On Your Mark program. We talked a little bit about that earlier, and working with 3 and 4 year olds. And we get them for a couple hours a week right now, but we're looking to expand that for next school year. and we take it all the way through in our after school program, working through K through 12th and into internships and college scholarships for those who graduate with us. And some come back and work with us. Some are leaders in our local church. Some are, out and creating businesses and helping their community.
That sounds great. Now, Ryan, I want to go back to something that you said before when we first started here, when you talked about mental health. And we know right now, mental health, especially within our young people, is a huge thing. And I think for a long time, we just haven't really wanted to talk about it because I think there's a huge amount of stigma that is attached to mental health. But also, I don't know if we've always understood how to have that conversation. So, and I know that you all are partnering with Emerge. Shout out to Emerge and all the great things they're doing over there. Dr. Crosby's over there and doing some really great things. Have you, Rodney, ever thought about or considered, because over at Urban Vision, man, what's your staff look like? I mean, how many do you have? What's kind of the age range of your staff?
Well, our staff is about, not counting interns, about 16.
16.
And the average age, let's just say that there's only a few of us around my age. Most of our staff is made up of 20 to 30-year-old age. Probably our average staff age is around 26. And it's very diverse. We have 6 different nationalities, cultures represented in that number. And so that's a real privilege too, just to get to know other cultures and to really understand and have that understanding and dialogue. But the mental health aspect of all of that is so different each culture too. And so really diving into that and hearing how to approach that. This has been a huge opportunity because of this pandemic. One of the blessings of it is the stigma is gone more so than it was before. I mean, it's still there, but it's so much easier to say, hey, everybody's struggling with this right now. Everybody's struggling and seeking out help is okay. And that really does remove a lot of the stigma that has kept people from signing up for help when they really do need it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ronnie, we've been, friends for a long time. And I can remember when I first came to Love Akron, you were one of the ones that met with me. And the one thing that I would love for our audience to understand is that Rodney is a very direct individual, meaning Rodney does not travel around bushes to tell you something. He just kind of tells you. And so I'm always appreciative of that because I feel like I'm a direct person also. And so one of the things, right, that you had talked to me about and told me about was you kind of gave me what you saw were really the great points of Love Akron conceptually of what you saw it could be. And so one of those was really partnership. I mean, I think we talked about it from a membership, but we call it partnership. And Urban Vision, you guys partner with us. And so what I want to say to you as a partner, first of all, I want to say thank you. But here's another thing. You have 16 staff members. And like you said, you have a variety of different cultures that you work with, and every culture receives things differently. But also it's an opportunity to say, how can we communicate this and do this differently? And so as a partner, I just want to say, hey, this is one of the things that you get with us in your partnership. So we at Love Akron, we're certified instructors in mental health first aid. So youth mental health first aid. So I would love, Rodney, we can talk about this more offline, but the fact that you brought up mental health, I'm like, oh man, here's a partner that we can come in and help to give your staff a little bit more tools for their toolbox, if you will. Yes, this is not for them to diagnose anything, but they will be a little bit more aware of a sign or a symptom of a mental health challenge that they'll be able to recognize in some of the youth that you see that come through your building and come through your doors, man. So I would love, man, if it'd be okay, and we can do this virtually. So it doesn't have to be an in-person thing, but to take a day to really have us train your 16 staff in that. I think that would be a great opportunity to put, like I said, just another tool in their toolbox.
That'd be great.
Awesome. And we can talk more about that offline. What you say?
We'll sign up afterwards.
Hey, my man, that's what I want. So, but I want to definitely be able to do that with you. But it's the same thing that I'm going to talk to the other two brothers about, because I think that's sometime in mentoring and all the things that we do. That's kind of the missing ingredients when people go out and mentor, is them having the resources to really be able to talk about mental health in a really great way, in a really healthy way. And there's no pressure on them to diagnose anybody. You got Emerge that can do that, right? But
Right.
they become, if you will, the triaging force before they get to Emerge. And that can be one that makes a recommendation for them to get that help.
Yes. Sounds good.
How's the family doing, brother?
Are you talking about the Urban Vision family or the immediate
I'm talking
family?
about your personal family.
Oh, we have our challenges. We've got my father-in-law has dementia, and so we're doing a lot we're putting on an addition to our house and moving him in. So that's all happening this month. It's been a long haul, so we're working through all that.
Well, man, know that we're going to continue to be praying for you and for your family, man. And as always, Rodney, first of all, I appreciate you just being a brother and being a friend to me, especially when I first came into love Akron, and to give me some sage wisdom as I travel along. But also, man, we're very appreciative of what you're doing on the north side of Akron, man. I know that the north side would not be the same if Urban Vision was not there. So thank you so much, brother.
Well, thanks to the Lord.
Yes, absolutely. We thank the Lord for you and for you doing the work, because everybody don't always accept the call, right? But you did, and so for that, man, I'm very appreciative. But hey, Rodney, seriously, man, let's get together and see what that can look like as far as training for your team. Would love to be able to lean in to do that, and let's set up a time so we can make that happen.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Well, you enjoy your day, man, and thanks for being on with us.
All right, thank you.
Okay, brother.
Bye.
All right, man. Hey, again, this is kind of our youth forum day where we're bringing on different people like Rodney Matthews. And I want to bring about, man, our next guest, Edward Smith. He's always worked with you, so this is not new to him, but he is new, if you will, to the position that he is working in over at Swag. So, Coach Smith, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm fantastic. How are you?
Man, blessed by the best, man. You know, just staying in this press that we in. You know what I mean? Like, hey, once you get into this, man, it's hard to get out of it. So just appreciate you accepting the call. Like I told Rodney, man, sometimes it's uncomfortable and uneasy to accept the call that really God has placed on our life to do, man, but you did it. So just tell our audience, man, a little bit about you and right now your current role here in Greater Akron.
Okay, awesome. Well, when you say accepting the call, it's interesting because, you know, I've been getting calls since 2003 when I started coaching. That was my first call, working with the Queen City Youth Development Program in Cincinnati. I was just a dad watching his son play. I hollered instruction from the sideline, and one of the guys was like, you should coach. And then I ended up meeting Ozzie Davis, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he really taught me about youth development and about caring for kids. And I appreciate that. Obviously, I was a coach for a long time, so I started with coaching. But as all coaches know, you become a youth development person if you coach in the right way, because it's about more than just the game. It's about life. And a lot of things you can learn about life, you learn through basketball: self-discipline, teamwork, accountability, excellence, all those things you can learn from a game. So I appreciated the call that I got from Ozzie, who started me on this path in 2003. I worked in Cincinnati for many years, coaching and developing young men. Obviously, my son started me on this process because he played, and I lost my son in 2013. You know, he was murdered. So I'm obviously was heavily impacted by that, and it really set my life on a different direction where I became more focused on trying to help our youth. Moved back home. I'm from Akron originally, but I was in Cincinnati for many years. I was able to move back home in 2015 and start coaching and interacting with folks here. I got blessed to meet different organizations like Project Ujima, which I did circles with, who taught me a lot about interacting and developing not just youth, but just people, period, and group think, group talk, and just developing. plans to fix things. So I really appreciated my time at Project Ujima. Got to work on some community stuff with Congressman Russ Neal, who was very instrumental in me developing my community work, right? It's one thing to have a passion for the work. It's another thing to know what you should be doing, who to connect with to do it, how to organize yourself. So, through the Neighborhood Dads organization, I was able to make other connections and kind of brought me to here. I was doing retail for a long time, looking to really take my profession into my calling, right? Which for me was very difficult. Although I knew what my calling was for a long time, I got paid to do something else. So it was always volunteer when I can here and there. But now I'm so blessed every day to be able to go in and work on trying to develop our young students, whether they be athletes or not. That's the best thing about SWAG. Anybody can be a part of SWAG. You just have to be a student, and we're here to help you develop and grow. So although, I'm very new to the organization, I feel so at home because they care about kids. They care about developing kids, academic tutoring. Obviously, we do some mentoring as well. And one thing I really liked, I think a lot of society has lost the ability to sit down and have a meal together as a family, right? I'll be honest with you, in my own family coming up, we weren't able to do that. And it's so impactful when you share a meal to be able to sit down and have a discussion. And those are some of the best learning discussions you can have is during a meal. So I was so excited when I learned that SWAG did meals, because during that time, we're just sitting around and talking. And there's some leadership components that we have to talk about sometimes, but sometimes it just was on the kids' mind to be able to talk about what they're dealing with, right? So it's been awesome to be where I should be, helping kids in Akron with students with a goal. And I'm so excited about where we're going to be. We are a stakeholder in academic tutoring and monitoring and tracking. We will be on the forefront of leadership. We will be having some great folks come in and speak to our students about how they got there, about their journey, because our students can take the same journey to be successful and do whatever it is they have in their hearts. And I think SWAG will help them do that. So I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited.
That's awesome, man. And again, honored, man, that you would take some time to be on with us, but also, man, really blessed, man, and humbled, man, to be able to walk alongside you with this. We met, and I told you, I said, listen, brother, I'm going to be here. Whatever you need, whatever connections that I can help you to make. I feel like that's my role, not just personally, but also I've been given this great platform of Love Akron to really be a connector and a convener and a collaborator with change makers like yourself so that we can make that collective impact. Tell me a little bit, man. Tell our audience, and I'm sure you might have shared this earlier, but tell our audience just a little bit about SWAG and what are some of your goals as you move into 2022 with, like, saying, hey, man, these are really things from a strategy perspective that we want to help to increase.
Definitely. As far as strategy, one of the things that we're focused on is we're going to make a bit of a transformation. Again, we have been very focused on academics, and we will continue to be focused on academics. But you will see us start to include more leadership. And quite honestly, we're going to include things that we believe can impact or halt or stop or reduce the amount of violence that our youth are experiencing in Akron, right? So we're going to have more of a focus on conflict resolution during our leadership hour, right? We're going to have more of a focus on mental health during our leadership hour. We're going to have more of a focus on building relationships across the city during our leadership hour. So one of the things that I love about SWAG is we have the ability to have students from any Akron public school, really any school in Akron. So North Side, East Side, West Side, every part of Akron can be involved in our program, which I think is critically important, because if we get our youth involved together at the 6th grade level and knowing each other as they grow and develop into men and women, I just feel like there'll be less violence between them because they'll know each other, understand each other, and have more of a respect for each other, right? And respect for oneself. So you'll see us start to do some self-discovery and things that help our students know who they are, because they're not the violent people that they're being portrayed on, right, in the media, right? That is not the whole of Akron. That is not the whole of our students in Akron and APS. It is not. We have some great kids, right, that we need to be able to showcase and need to be able to build together so the kids who are struggling can be interacted and impacted by the kids who are prospering, and we can build together, right? Yeah. And I think, again, our ability to reach the entire city, because we transport. We go to different schools and we have vans that pick up students and bring them into one environment to have that interaction and then take them home afterwards. So, with us, your child is going to get to us safe. He's going to get back home to you safe because we're door to door, which I think is extremely important for our group. I think it's going to be very helpful I know as a parent, for me, I feel a lot more comfortable. I know my kid's going to be picked up at their school, fed, and then dropped off at home safe without having to get on a bus or walk or anything of that sort. So our transportation, I believe, is a great tool that we have. We currently have 2 vans, right? I'll just be transparent. We had 3, and for whatever reason, we had one of our vans damaged, and obviously we lost a van. So we are working to get a 3rd van again, so we can continue to expand our reach and again impact the entire city of Akron is what we're really, really built to do. And I think that's one of our key things is not just to be. Obviously, we operate out of Summit Lake Recreation Center and the Reach Center in Summit Lake, but we are an Akron organization, and we function to help the entire city of Akron. I just want to make sure everybody understands that if your kid goes to East, you're welcome. If your kid goes to North, you're welcome. If your kids go to Kenmore Garfield, you're welcome. If your kid goes to Bookdale, you're welcome. It doesn't matter what school you go to in Akron. We would love to have you because we are an Akron organization, not just Summit Lake. So I think those are the things that kind of the changes. One is being viewed as the entire city, not just Summit Lake. And then 2, our expansion into our leadership to cover specific things like career explorations. And then, things that can halt the violence that's going on. I think there are skills that can be taught for conflict resolution. And, just to be transparent, I was born and raised in West Akron, right? And I grew up resolving my conflict with my fists. I did, right? And I know now that there are better ways to resolve the conflict than going to fists, right? There's things that can be talked about, other things that can be done because the conflict now leads to people losing their lives. And we just got to change that mentality. We have to for us to succeed and move forward. So I think SWAG is poised to help with that transition, and I know I'm dedicated to it.
Well, man, listen, brother, I'm right along there with you, man. I'm dedicated to it as well. We are going to be launching our locker room experience on this year through Love Akron, and it's really working with student athletes from every Akron public school, male and female, about giving them platform and voice and getting their input on how can we help them to be leaders, but also leaders in this movement to help to reduce the violence here in our city. So I'm going to be pulling on your coattail, man. I would love for you to be able to come and speak to not just a group at Kenmore Garfield, but to every group that the locker room experience is going to be in to talk about conflict resolutions, but also to introduce those young people to you, the new executive director of SWAG, and in hopes of what you're looking to do, but know that, hey, and I know you, man, you're always going to come from a coaching mentality to say, hey, this is something that we're going to do together. It's not just me leading this as the coach, but man, you understand and know that, man, what makes the best coaches are the ones that really know how to utilize their athletes, man. And that's one thing that I love about what I'm hearing from you, Coach, man, is you wanting to do that and you having a desire to do that. So just thank you, man. Thank you for not only coming back home and being the change that Akron needs, but also what I want to offer to you as well, man, as we talk about different things and different partnership, man, with your staff, but also with your mentors, man. I would love to be able to offer you as well, man, some youth mental health first aid training for your team. And again, like I told Rodney, it's another tool for their toolbox. However, it could be the most important tool because we know that mental health is man, it's at an all-time high, especially with our young people, and that there are young people out there now who are hurting. And so we want to be able to meet that need of that hurt. And so just want to tell you that, man, and we can talk about that more offline about what that can look like, but it can be done virtual. If you have maybe 10 people, I can put you into that group, that same group with Rodney, and man, we can get everybody trained and it can be a really great thing, man. And we can do it virtually, because I know some people, they're a little bit hesitant with COVID, but this is a virtual training that we can do. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I want to read this one question right now. I believe it's from Ozzie Davis. It says, the city of Akron should provide that transportation service. What is the city recreation department doing with those vans sitting around? You may not know that answer, right? But I wanted to ask the question from Ozzie Davis. It's like, hey, the question is, what is the city recreation department doing with those vans sitting around? Ozzie, I don't know that. Coach Edwards, is that something that you know? And if not, who can we direct Coach Edward Smith to go in to talk to, so he can get some answers? And two, hey, if you got a van out there that you want to donate, please get a hold of this brother, man. Go to the swag website. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, that's a great question. I haven't spoken to the city. There are a few people I know that I can talk to and see how they're willing to support. That's a great question. And obviously, Ozzie Davis is a veteran of utilizing resources for our kids. He is in Avondale in Cincinnati, Ohio. Was with the Avondale Youth Council. Does a lot of things as far as allocating resources. So that's a great point, Ozzie. I will definitely look into it and see if they can support us with some vans.
Awesome. I'm sorry for mispronounce your name, Ozzie. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Wasn't intentional. But hey, really, man. And brother, listen, I'm serious about the youth mental health first aid training, man. You're working with youth. You have mentors that are going to be coming through working with youth, but you also have staff. Hey, let's talk about what that could look like, man, for you and for your organization. Okay.
Definitely.
Sounds good, brother. Thanks so much for being with us, man. Have a great day. Hey, the most important question of the day is, did we win last night?
No, we did not.
That's all right. We'll get back on the horse. We'll get it back ready. Hey, listen, for those that don't know in our audience, man, Brother Edward is also assistant basketball coach over at Kenmore Garfield High School, man. We're blessed to have him. They're doing a tremendous job, not just on the court, but what they're doing with our young men to help to build them into their greatness, man. So, brother, thanks again. Let's talk, man, seriously. Let's talk this week, man. Let's get someone to schedule so we can talk about what youth mental health first aid, man, can look like for you and your organization, all right?
We will, sir. Definitely.
All right, my man. Have a great day, brother. Go Rams.
You too.
Man, a lot of great things happening, a lot of great people doing really great stuff and following their calling. I love how, man, Ed Smith talked about how the tragedy that happened with his son led to the triumph that he's seeing right now with his calling and what he's been called to do. Man, I was just looking at my devotional this morning and I loved it, right? Because it was entitled, Trouble is Transportation. And what it was saying simply was this: we can either allow our trouble to confine us, or we can allow our trouble to push us forward and transport us into our destiny. And so I'll be talking a little bit more about that later on at another date, but that's what this is all about, right? A lot of times I talk about we have to be able to meet our young people where they are. And sometimes I'm going to speak for myself. I did it backwards. I was trying to take them to where they need to go before I could meet them exactly where they were at. Once I can learn and meet them in their trouble, because that's sometimes where they're at, then I can help and be a vehicle to help to transport them to their natural destiny. And so we have to be conscientious of that first we got to be able to meet our young people exactly where they are. I thank God so much for Brother Rodney Matthews, Ed Smith, for doing just that. And you've been hearing from my other brother, man, Coach Irby. I'm going to bring him on right before we go off just to check in with him, see how he's doing. You've heard a lot of great things that are coming through and coming from 100 Black Men. And I know Coach Irby, man, he's not going to stop until we get all the mentors we can in 100 Black Men. But here's the beauty, Coach Irby, and I know this is your heart. You're one that says, man, I want to collaborate. It's not just about 100 Black Men, but how can I get with other mentoring organizations to really blow up this mentor thing?
Well, the start is, right now, it's something that we have been trying to do for years, bringing in as many mentoring organizations that we can. And like I share with the audience, we have our mentoring convention here on February the 12th, and we have 7, 8 mentoring programs that are collaborating with us at this event. And that's huge. That is something that we haven't been able to do. And it's something that is a vision for us. And we just hope that from the 7 mentoring programs that are collaborating with us, working with us, with our national mentoring convention, that it grows. Because like I shared with the committee, the more we come together, the more kids that we can reach. And I want to say other thing about Coach Smith. The man has the passion to do what he's doing. I know he's going to be successful. And we are blessed and proud to have him as a member of the 100 Black Men of Akron Incorporated. So we know he's going to bring something huge to the table for the 100. And along with that, the 100 has his blessing, and we're behind that brother 100%. And like he said, we're going to be moving in this community. Swag is going to be on the rise. I know it is. They got great leadership there with Coach Smith, and just can't wait to get in there in the battle with him.
Absolutely. Coach Irby, you didn't even welcome me in like that, brother. You ain't give me that type of endorsement.
You my man.
Hey, but that's why I love it, man. That's why I love Coach Irby, man, because he's always thinking as a coach. It's never about me. It's always about we, man. And that's the only thing that's going to get us to where we want to go with our youth is we gotta be the example of what it means to come together, because now more than ever, not only do we have to come together, but man, our youth has to come together, man. And that's exactly what we're talking about. So please, everybody show up February the 12th. Is it from what? It's 12 to 1? What is it, 12 to 3?
It's from 12 to 3 at the Akron Public Library downtown. You can go online and register because we'd definitely like to know how many people that we're going to have there. We're going to have guest speakers, free T-shirts, refreshment, and we're going to have a great time down there.
Hey, so where can they go to register, Coach? What's the website? Where they go?
They can go right to 100bmoi.org and register for the event, and come down and listen to our great guest speakers and see some of our kids that's going to be talking about mentoring, and get involved.
Sounds good. Coach, thank you so much for holding it down for me, man. I really appreciate you being a partner with Love Akron, 100 Black Men, all the great stuff that you're doing, man. And we'll see you next time, my man. Hey, go Rams.
Go Rams.
That's right. That's right. Man, hey, if you can't laugh, then why are you doing this for, right? Laughter is a great medicine for us all. And again, I'm so excited to be back with you, man. I took some time off. It was really great. It was great to just be with my family. My mom's in town. She's always watching online what I'm doing now. She's listening right now in the living room. But hey, you see, I changed some things up with my backdrop, my background. I got some pictures, did some decorating over my time off. But at the end of the day, man, I love being able to do this with you all, man, because, hey, it's just a whole bunch of us who really love Akron, and we get this platform to be able to talk about it and see what this can really look like and what we do. I just want to send up, man, just special prayers, man, for my friend, for my sister, Lori Porter. So as you go away and you pray, please pray for her and her family, and all that things are going on and happening. Right now, I know she can really use your prayer. She probably, I'm saying that. She didn't tell me to say that, but I'm saying it because I know she wouldn't say it. All right. And so we're just excited about 2022 and about what's going to be going on here in Akron and how we can love Akron better together. And on Friday, man, I got a jam-packed day. I get to go and, man, meet a lot of great people and do a lot of great encounters over at Akron Public School. And then I'm going over to the University of Akron to speak, man. I'm the keynote speaker over there. I'm not saying this from a place of vanity. I'm saying this in a place of humility and honor, man, because I get to speak on Martin Luther King Day, man, in memory of him. So I'm just blessed and honored to be able to do that, and talk about how we all need to be the change that Akron needs. So please come out, tune into that. It's going to be at the University of Akron at noon on Friday. Excited and humbled to be able to do that and be able to share my heart with all those in attendance and beyond. So, hey, like we always say, if you don't do anything else, make sure that you love Akron. We'll see you next time. Love you all and peace. God bless. Noun to verb.